Now let's put a little primer on that there freedom stand. 2 coats of that there sandable automotive grade primer, and we'll let it dry for a day or so. Gonna let that dry until tomorrow, maybe the day after, from here on the east coast of Arkansas. Shop Dog Sam. Fine day here on the east coast of Arkansas, and working outside, and you gotta love it. The bees, the bugs, the dogs, the birds, you know, they're all here. Train, it's that time of year when I don't know, certain times of the year don't have as many trains through here. Should check into it, ought to know that. Said one of the questions the other day, maybe a comment like, was, how come you don't never talk about them hot rod cars you built? The custom motorcycle circuit, the radical custom Lincoln you built one time. How come you don't never talk about them? Well, I'll tell you something. Even the years of body work says, how come you don't never talk about the body work part? I'll tell you something. Write this on the wall over there. When you're sanding something, a piece of metal, and you come up on a shiny place, you're sanding along, and right there's a little shiny spot. Most of the time, you can bet that's a high place. Write that on the wall over there. I think we'll get a little paint on this today. It's a predicament. Been studying on it for some time now. The paint to use on this project. And I've got some paint on the standby over there. Had it for some time. I received it as a test. One of those products that you get occasionally. Someone wants you to test it. And I actually talked, conversation on the telephone led up to the product. And I did make it clear on the get-go that it would be an honest evaluation, which it will be. But I'm kinda, there's one thing about the product that I'm concerned with. We'll talk about that later. But to me, for me, it's of some concern. With clean, dry hands, do not be afraid to feel of your work. I will give you a word of caution. If you was to come visit me, or if you was to go visit a friend, and the friend was preparing something to paint, and let's say that you had stopped down at the McDonald's in the AM and got you one of them sausage biscuits, and you come over here and visit me, don't be touching nothing that I'm standing on. You know, just keep that in mind. Grease from a sausage biscuit can play havoc on a paint job. Fun in the backyard. You know, if it ain't fun, don't do it. You know what I mean? If it ain't fun, don't do it. If this is the first view on this project here, in order to get up to where we're at, you know, go back, bring yourself up to date. Now this paper right here, whatever number, that's 220. Just knocking down that primer sealer there with the 220. I will come back over with maybe a 400, maybe, you know, just kind of level it out, let's say, with some 400. And then before I paint it, I'm going to go with one of those brown Scotch pads. One of them flex pads. Yeah. And always on your sandpaper, a 3-fold. Nice save there. Did you notice that? It was in motion. Reflexes are good. that'll be just fine. That one up there will be just fine.